Hello everyone, VJose32 back again, and we got a lot to talk about on what's going on Kickstarter. So let's have a look. First of all, Strange Head Society playing cards from playingcards.net, aka Gambler's Warehouse. Currently 19% funded, 17 days to go. Seems like a pretty short project for them, 20-day project or something. Let's look at the cards. Here we go. Strange is correct. It says it's got a classical science fiction theme with steampunk style artwork, completely custom deck. As you can see, a little bit of Cthulhu in there as well, for good measure. Here's your back design. It is sadly a one-way design because they got pips on the back design for no reason. I would have preferred get rid of the pips and fill in some of the space. That looks like it needs a little more something. As you can see, true to the title, the figures do have strange heads, especially the King of Spades. And whatever the hell the Jack of Diamonds is, it looks like a tentacle or something. It's kind of a fistful for the Queen of Diamonds and all sorts of fun stuff. Going to be printed by Expert Playing Cards, which is, I think, the first for playingcards.net. The cards are actually designed by Igor Zoidberg, it says on there. He's a designer. Or actually, sorry, Igor Zoidberg. Actually, his real name is Igor Klirtsnek, but I think Zoidberg is easier to pronounce. I believe he actually was a designer of the Asylum playing cards. I could be wrong. So yeah, he came out with this. Going through playingcards.net. We'll see what happens. Right now it's not doing particularly well, but there is time. Next up, just launched yesterday, Inferus playing cards from Travis Carter. Currently 3% funded, 28 days to go. Not looking too good for this one. Here we go. Let's have a look. Going to be produced by Legends Playing Cards. Faceless, so there's little left to judge. Aha. And here's your back design. It's just a big diamond. I mean, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't got too many issues with the back design. It just seems like it could be a little more to it, maybe. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't really grab the eye that much. And there is actually letters on the card back. W's, I can see an M. Apparently, I guess this might be the T here on either side. And there's also a T and a T and a W and an M. I guess that's what those letters could be. They look like just M's to me, but M and MTT. Those are the initials of Travis, Trevor, William, and Matthew, who I guess are the designers. Let's look at this. This is the Ace of Diamonds, I guess. They got kind of an odd, here's the Ace of Diamonds, odd index on these cards. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of, but we'll see. Here we go. They only got a partial pip on the index, and actually on the pips themselves. The cards, as you can see, have no faces. I'm not even sure what Inferus means. It sounds Latin, but I'll have to look it up. But yeah, you can see the pips are missing a third of the pip, the indexes, and on the faces. To me, it's a little bit off-putting, I guess. I don't know. It looks a little bit odd. But it does kind of have an interesting style here. I mean, look at the 8. It kind of looks like an hourglass. And the 7 just looks odd. 4 kind of looks like a flower. You know, it's interesting. It's different. It's odd. It's like it's missing something, and I don't know why top up the pips. But that's that. Sadly, this one has a goal of $18,000, which is really high. They just want to really, make sure to cover all their bases and have no issues. But I don't think that's going to be achievable. There's too many projects on Kickstarter right now struggling, so I think that's going to hurt them. Next up, Olympia playing cards from Steve Minty. 80% funded right now with 42 days to go. Seems like an excessively long project, but whatever. There's no rush, I guess. Steve Minty previously did the Muertos playing cards, in which he ended up with 5 different decks. Let's hope this one sticks to just 2, because that's more than enough. There it is, Olympia playing cards. It's got nice Greek mythology theme. Here's your back design. Really cool. You see these helmets on here. And then you have the back. You got Greek gods and goddesses making up the court cards. Nice aces, nice number cards. And then we got this one, the Olympia Underworld Edition, which will be unlocked once they hit $40,000, which is pretty high stretch goal. I mean, it could be unlocked much sooner, in my opinion, because otherwise it might not get made at all, and it's not going to cost that much money to produce 2 decks. But that's just me. This one, obviously, we got a bit of a different look. Again, very cool bat design, really cool colors. I really like this one, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Oh, check out that coin. Pretty cool. T-shirts, they got the whole shebang. Kind of weird when the guy and the woman have like the same size bust. Almost. Just saying. Ooh, I kind of like the color on those dice. Might have to check those out. Anyways, that's that. I do like that one. Next up, we're down here. Mechanical Quartz playing cards. Limited run, it says, from Alexander Liss. It's currently 28% funded. 29 days to go. And it's really cartoony looking. Only a $1,500 goal, so it is achievable. But I'm not overly interested. It's kind of got a steampunk look to it, obviously. The court cards are really, the pips, everything is just really cartoony and animated, and not a big fan of that. And then you see their faces, they got these stains on them, and they're the same on every face. It'd be nice to see stains with a little variation instead of just having the same thing throughout. It's just nice and easy, just make it all the same. And the back design you see right here, it's okay. Actually, it's not really okay. I don't really like it. Just seems like it seems like these circles in the center should be farther apart. It seems like the borders should not be black. It seems like there's way too many rectangles, and it just makes things look odd. I'm not a big fan of that design, or the faces for that matter. Going to be printed by MPC, this one, I believe it is. I could be wrong. Yes, MPC. So that's that. He's actually done... Oh, this is his second project. Previously, he did the Battle Spades playing cards, which you can see was not a whole lot better, and it did not succeed. Alright, next up. Just launched today. The ever exciting Route 66 Limited Collector's Deck Mother Road playing cards. Big title. It's by Dave Douglas. Currently 3% funded, 29 days to go. And it's so exciting. Here's your back design. It's a one-way back design. Looks like it's advertising something, like it's an advertisement deck, like whiskey or vodka or something. And the faces, boring, standard, completely uncustomized faces. No customization whatsoever. Not even an Axel Tuck case. It just comes in a plastic case apparently. Very cheap. And yet it's a $3,000 goal. And I don't think it's going to make it. Oops. Next up, one that I'm also excited about. Fuego. Day of the Dead Inspired playing cards from Cellar Window. It's currently 65% funded, 33 days to go. I think I actually posted this video on my channel a couple of days ago. Very cool, as you can see. I love the artwork. I love the colors. I'm a big fan of this one. Definitely check it out. And it was appropriately launched, I believe, on Cinco de Mayo. Being that it's a Mexican themed deck, that would be a good day to launch it. I think that's when it was launched. And the back design is just kind of crossbones. It's not bad. It's certainly better than some decks. And these are going to be printed by Legends playing cards. Tuck case, custom seal, everything completely custom. I like it, and so check it out. And as I mentioned, we're here for Dia de los Muertos 2nd edition from Edgy Brothers. They have unlocked the Painter deck, and they're pretty well funded. 21 days to go. There's still a third deck to come, a black one, if they hit the stretch goal. I don't know if they will, but we'll see. Then I'm pretty sure I mentioned this one, but we'll have a look. I'm pretty sure I did in the past. It's a vintage reprint of a Euchre deck from Andrew Doherty, by Michael Scott from Home Run Games. It's 48% funded, 11 days to go. Struggling a little bit. There is a standard edition poker deck with 56 cards. And there is also a limited edition Euchre deck with only 33 cards, that being 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, and the Ace. It should be of all suits, not off all suits. And also a blank card and a Joker, apparently. And this nice restoration paper and stamps, only 1,000, and etc., etc. And here you go, beautiful back design. I love it. Definitely recommend checking this one out. It's very nice. And your faces, again, nice and vintage. No indexes, as you can see, because, well, vintage. Very vintage. So that's that one. Just wanted to mention that quickly. Asylum playing cards, as you can see, have surpassed the funding goal. Hopefully, it does not turn out like the original Bicycle Asylum project, where we end up paying money and not getting anything. But I am fully confident that this one will pan out. Next up, Bicycle Runic Royalty playing cards from Keith Glover. Currently 15% funded, 27 days to go. Struggling a little bit. At least it is, a completely custom deck. Some effort put into it. Guys from Canada. You can see there's one-way court cards, but they're well done. Even tattoos on the girl's arm. This is pretty busty too. Got no complaints with that. Check out this guy. Don't mess with him. Some people, I'm sure, would prefer two-way court cards, but this way you get a lot more details in it. It's a lot easier to see. I got no problem with it. Looks pretty cool. The back design, I'm not entirely in love with. I mean, it's okay. Nothing wrong with it. It could be a little bit better, perhaps, but it's fine. It is what it is. And here you can see some of his sketching and designs, how he got to where he ended up. Actually, the back design looks pretty good. There you see that image. The box is pretty good. Going to be printed by USB-C, obviously, since it's Bicycle branded. And I mean, it's pretty good compared to some of the other decks that are on Kickstarter right now. I like it. I don't know if it's going to hit the goal at this rate, but it still has 27 days to go. Unfortunately, it's gotten off to a bit of a slow start, but we'll see what happens. Some people may be a little bit concerned by the fact that this is the guy's first project and he hasn't backed anything on Kickstarter. But that doesn't necessarily mean, there's anything wrong with it. Moving along, the basketball playing cards don't look like they're going to make it. The Viking deck does not look like it's going to make it. The Iconic deck is not going to make it. Double Face Deluxe Edition is not going to make it. Sneaker is not going to make it, whatever the hell that is. Next up, Bicycle CMYK playing cards from Ian Burley. Currently 5% funded, 27 days to go. It has also gotten off to a slow start. As you can see, it's similar to a previous CMYK deck of cards, which has had two printings. The first one originally was this some no-name company, I don't know who produced it, wasn't the greatest. And more recently, last year, they were on Kickstarter where they printed a USPC version. This one is entirely unrelated to that one, except that it's a similar theme, same theme really. It's on the CMYK color scheme that playing cards use. And you can see one suit is made up of 13 different shades of blue. Another one is 13 different shades of, actually it's 13 different shades of whatever C stands for. I forget. Then the next one is 13 different shades of maroon, 13 different shades of yellow, and 13 different shades of the key, as they call it. That's what the K stands for, which is actually black and gray, as you can see. And this one, unlike the other one did not have any kind of numerical values that I can recall. It certainly did not have any kind of artwork. This one at least has crowns for the court cards. It has numbers and letters in the indexes. And it has dots for the number of cards. No pips, no suits, dots. But people are trying to convince him to change that. And I think it would be best for business. Because, I mean, what suit is this? It's the blue suit, but that doesn't mean anything to me or most card players. It would be better if there was something identifiable. Spades, hearts, clubs, diamonds. That type of thing. The back design is pretty colorful, as you can see right there. Pretty cool. I mean, I like it. I do hope that it changes. Here you can see the Jack and the Queen. I do hope that they change the suits. But we'll see. I understand his reasoning for doing it this way. And whatnot. I got no problem with that. But it would just be a little bit better the other way. Moving along. I believe that's it for Kickstarter. I want to mention this one quickly. Firefly playing cards for anyone who's a fan of the show. Available at qmxonline.com. You see the link up top. Printed by USPC, just came out like a week ago. Whatever it was. You can see the faces. Here's your back design. It's a one-way back design with a sip on it. And some Chinese writing. And guns. Pretty interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get it because it would cost me like $45 for the one deck, and I've never seen this show before in my life. I don't care too much about it. I mean, that's not to say that I'm not interested. Obviously, I'm interested. It's a USPC deck. It looks pretty cool. It's completely custom. But if they're only going to be offering, I mean, it's only $10 for the deck. But if they're only going to offer FedEx shipping, I'm not overly interested. So there's that one. And there's a couple on Indiegogo I wanted to mention to you very quickly. First of all, is this one, the isometric playing cards from Kenneth Fu. And as you can see, it's kind of like a new version or a different version of the verts to some extent, using blues and grays. Looks pretty interesting. Pretty cool. Kind of simple, actually. Tuck case. I'm not a huge fan of the tuck case. There's nothing. And let's see. It's going to be printed by Legends Playing Cards. He's looking for $4,500. He's slowly getting there. I don't know if he's going to make it. Indiegogo usually has very, very few decks that are successful. I only know of one, and that's the Fontaines. Speaking of which, there is one more deck to tell you about on Indiegogo. Is a relaunch of the French Touch playing cards by Fabien de Fossou. Something like that. More or less how I pronounce it. This one, I don't think is going to make it. It's a $7,000 goal. Seems pretty unattainable. And as you can see, I mean, I don't got no problem with the cards. I like the cards. I'd love to get them myself. But I can't because it's Indiegogo. And I can't do it because it's PayPal. I don't know if there's a blue deck and a red deck, or if it's just a double backer. Definitely, for some reason, one has a thicker border. The blue one has a thicker border than the red one, which is kind of weird. And what it is a stylized F, basically. You can kind of see, which stands for French Touch. You got French court cards, which I really like. And I'm pretty sure it's just a one deck. So the goal seems a little bit high. And, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be printed by Legends Playing Cards. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the goal. $7,000. But for Indiegogo, it's not going to happen. I don't believe. Anyways, that is that. That's what I got. I will see you next time with more.